Welcome, my name's Ilse Hampton. I'm the CEO of Meaningful Aging Australia. I'm here with my colleague Brian, who's supporting from the office, and special welcome to Michael Taylor, who's our member guest, who's going to be helping with the presentation this morning.
Thanks, Ilse.
As I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting. And of course, that's many and varied. So for me here in the northern suburbs of Melbourne, it's the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations. I invite you to hold in mind the traditional owners of the land on which you're situated today. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. And here at Meaningful Aging Australia, we particularly pay respect to the spiritual strength of Australia's First Peoples. So welcome again to this fantastic short window into Meet Akira for those of you that wanted to know a bit more or just have a bit of a refresher. And also special welcome to our friends from Prime Super who've helped to make Meet Akira come to life. So Billy and the team, wonderful to have you here, and we'll hear from them a little bit later as well. So many of you would be familiar, I think, with Meet Akira, but if you're not, I'm going to show now just a super quick little 1-minute intro video, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it. So I'll just a screen share here. Okay, so that's Meet Akira in a nutshell. So you would have picked up that it really is built around a story of real life PCA. So Akira is her name, and her story has been developed with a lot of conversation with service providers and really importantly with PCAs, as well as with older people, so that it would feel true to life. And certainly the feedback that we had from the personal carers that went through the app before it was released, and you saw some of the comments there, they related very, very quickly to the kind of experiences that Akira was having. And importantly, we give the carers an opportunity to assist Akira to improve on her work. So you could see the reason that things weren't going very well on that first day of care with those older people is that she was missing the opportunity for the relationship to be better connected. So she was focused on the tasks, which absolutely have to be done. They're core to PCA work. But along with that, there's the relational aspect. And that's the thing that we know people crave. They crave to feel seen and heard and understood. They crave to be recognised as a whole person. And this is one of the things that's come up so often in the Royal Commission as well, is people really lamenting, I guess, that loss of sense of personhood and identity. And one of the ways that we can all contribute to that with the majority of the aged care workforce, who of course are the PCAs, is by helping them have real relationships in the context of the work that they need to do around those tasks. And so the way that the story goes then is Akira has a very kind of confronting time where she actually reflects on the experience of the clients and the older person when she misses those relational opportunities, and they're saying to her, look, actually, I didn't feel seen and heard, I didn't feel respected, and so on. But by actually daring to reflect and actually sit with it, we then see her able to turn it around and kind of get back in touch with the significance of her work and her responsibility really as the human in the room. And so on the second day, the user who's going through, and you can do it on a phone or an iPad or on a desktop computer, clicks the hearts to help her make a different choice to move forward into relationship with the older person rather than kind of pushing past. So there's a couple of different key ways you can implement Meet Akira. So I want to show you the implementation video, and then we'll hear from Michael Taylor. And then after that, there's the chance for you to ask some questions as well. But let's have a look at this little implementation video that outlines how you can bring it into your organisation. Great. So you could sort of get a sense of those two main options. So a link that can be sent directly to your PCAs, or using your LMS, so that we've put Meet Akira into a SCORM file that links out to the site and then comes back in and they can do a quiz. At the end of going through the Meet Akira experience, the PCAs offered an opportunity for some further learning. So they could watch one of our other videos. They could do another e-module, which is a longer e-module on spirituality and relationship-centered care, or they could access a free learning guide. And with that comes an opportunity to sign up for a free newsletter that we're now offering for PCAs, because we feel like PCAs have been neglected, not because aged care services don't value them, but because of the incredible constraints in the system around time and budget. So we're offering free professional development through this newsletter. It will come out 4 times a year to PCAs if they want to opt in to receive that. So various organisations have been playing around with Meet Akira. It was only launched in November, so it's still fairly early days, but we thought this is a good time to give you a chance to hear from an organisation about what they're starting to do. So Michael, thanks so much for joining us today. It's wonderful to have you here.
Oh, thanks, Ilse. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yep, very well.
Oh, hello
So would you
everyone.
just talk us through what you've been doing with Meet Akira so far?
Oh, sure. Also, yes, it's such a powerful little tool. I really am quite excited about it. And so at Mercy Health, I manage the residential aged care pastoral care service. So we've done a few things so far. I give a report to our board every second month. So I've included mention of Meet Akira in the spiritual care education section that goes to the board. We've also got a newsletter that goes out to all the managers at Mercy Health, and it's been included within that newsletter as well. What we thought we'd do is to get the URL, and Brian kindly sent that through to us, and we've sent that to all the service managers to help them have time over the next few weeks to have a look at it, and then to start to think about how they're going to roll it out with their PCAs, but really with all the staff in their homes, because I think it's really applicable for all the staff. I've got a meeting this Friday with our national lifestyle group, and I wanted to introduce it to them at that meeting and to share the URL with them. So the next stage is to really follow up with the service managers to get their feedback and their ideas about how they might roll it out with their staff. We also want to embed it in our learning management system. We haven't got to that stage yet, but that's in the pipeline as well. So there's some of the ways in which we're trying to promote this wonderful resource. It's such a powerful tool to help us all really reflect on how we're coming across and how can we build greater connection with the residents, but also really with each other. So I really commend you, Ilsa, on this resource, and I hope it really helps to transform the aged care sector.
Thank you. It's very, very generous. We're really excited to be working with as many organisations as want to take it up, really. And we see it's got heaps of potential for further growth as well. So we've got another little series of half-hour webinars later this year to update people on the next phase. But let's focus on the fantastic work that's happening right now. So does anyone have a question? Feel free to unmute. It'd be lovely if you wanted to turn your camera off so that we could see you. We will stop